Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Today is Thursday, April 7th, day 3 of our Apex evaluation. If you're new to the stream, appreciate you guys watching. We only trade the NASDAQ futures contract on here. I'm a believer in just trading one product and not having a whole bunch of stuff up on your screen. Even though I've got a lot of charts going on over here, it's all just a NASDAQ futures contract on different time frames and also 500 volume kind of entry chart, trigger chart, some people call it, I guess. I don't know what you call it. I just call it the 500 volume chart there. Lots of stuff going on over here, but I'm only typically looking at one or two of these at a time, and I have the other ones up for reference. So I think a lot of people here have been here before, but if you're new, we typically start with a higher time frame and then work our like the daily and the 4 hour, and then work our way down to like the hourly over here. And then usually down to the 500 volume. I've got the 5 minute and the 1 minute up for intraday setups. And then again, the daily 4 hour, 60 minute are all giving me kind of more of a bird's eye view of what's going on. And then the 5 minute, 1 minute, and the 500 volume are all kind of my intraday stuff. So let's take a look at what we got going on in the NASDAQ. I'm feeling much better today, so I appreciate you guys sticking with me for a couple of days while I was feeling kind of crummy. And apologies for any coughing or any stuff like that. Hopefully that's all taken care of at this point. But let's see. All right, that's what's going on with the daily over here. What we had yesterday. A ton of selling going on yesterday, and all the Fed comments stuff about them tightening up monetary policy and implementing things quicker. So, this here, I think this was Monday, what is today? Thursday. So Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Monday looks super bullish, and I was like, man, we're popping up to here for sure. I was like, we're going to break this level, or then we're going to pop, and we're coming up to the top of this band up here. And the market, or the Fed had other plans for us, and some comments sent the whole thing shooting down. Yesterday was a massive amount of selling. It was a lot of good opportunities yesterday, and unfortunately, I mean, we made like $450, I think, yesterday. But I mean, yesterday should have been like a $2,000 or $3,000 day easy. And I don't know why. I think when you do these evaluations, you set goals for yourself a little bit. You're like, you only need to make $500 or $600 a day, or maybe 1,000 a day. So you kind of set the bar a little lower, I think, than maybe what you would normally do if you were trading a different account without having necessarily a daily goal. So, it is what it is. It's a lot of this psychological. It's also, well, I don't know, that's kind of a different story. I won't go into it. But, yeah, it's just the way it goes. You miss the big selling move. One of the reasons I didn't, maybe capture this whole thing was because we had so much selling going on up here that I didn't know if we would have, such aggressive selling. But anyways, we had marked out the 20 SMA yesterday as an area of support for it. We came right down. We actually broke through the 20 SMA there yesterday. And I should have held onto a short all the way down, but it is what it is. So we're kind of at this area of support. A key is going to be yesterday's low. It's going to be a key level for us. I'll mark that out. And also this 20 SMA I'm going to mark out, which is right where price is at right now. So this could be an area of support. I don't think price is going to bounce off of this and come shooting up, but I think price may find some support here, and we may, get some movement to the upside a little bit. But I think if we break yesterday's low, I mean, it's got the abyss down here that it could really just fall into. I mean, clearly some prices that we've explored before this month, or in March. And so, I think it could fall down into this. I don't see anything in the news that would necessarily send this thing up. You're kind of hoping for, NFP, or you're waiting, you know, if you were bullish on this thing, you would want to see some sort of fundamental news release or something that would send this thing back up, but there isn't anything in store for it. So I think for the moment, we may see another drop, but you know, we are out of this down channel that it was in. We can see that, you know, here. Is this my ray? No, this is my ray. We can see that, you know, we were in this big down channel, moving down, then big breakout to the upside. You know, is this a pullback back to the 20 SMA and then we come back up? I think we would need to see some fundamentals that would support that move, and I just don't see those fundamentals in the market right now with inflation, interest rates, and the Fed comments and stuff. So, you know, it's probably got some support down here somewhere, 13,000. The back end of this might be some support, the bottom of the band, this whole area. You know, so this would probably be a place it may want to explore, but you know, who knows what it's going to do. So we'll trade price action, but yeah, I think yesterday's low is going to be key. Right now we're at the 20 SMA on the daily. I don't see a level that if we broke to the upside that I would necessarily get bullish on. We can drop to a 4-hour. When I draw these red horizontal lines, they'll pop up on all my charts. You know, one trade that I could possibly see opening up here is if we break yesterday's low, that we may want to come down to the bottom of the band here on the 4-hour. That looks like an interesting trade. And this doesn't look like a big move, but you know, it looks like it's about 100 points. So at 13,400. Yeah, it's about 100 points. So there's something probably in there to pick up for me on a short. Yeah, I would see that as probably a good opportunity. Break yesterday's low and then take it down to 14,300 possibly. So that would be interesting, I think. I'm going to take this 20 SMA line off. I'm going to take some of this stuff off because it's going to screw me up when the market opens here. But yeah, I'll be looking to short the break of yesterday's low. So I'm going to keep that up here. We can look at an hourly, keep moving down the time frames. I mean, even when I look at this volume profile, you can see how this volume profile doesn't have a value area low. Doesn't have, you know, we can see that 68% of the volume is coming in here. We've got the value area high up here. And then when we do not have a value area low, which makes me think that price is going to want to explore lower. It is Thursday. So this volume profile is coming into play right now. We can see, this is a weekly volume profile, by the way, if I didn't mention that. We can see here we've got this low volume node here. This is going to be a massive area of resistance. We've also got the upper band. This would have been a great short to take. As price came up to the upper band, we get this bearish candle, big bearish engulfing candle coming in on that too. So that all looks pretty bearish. It is pre-market though, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, I mean, I'd be looking for that to break, and then these are the two levels I marked out there on the 4-hour, and looking to maybe take something down in there. It's almost too easy to take that trade, but then you got to be careful of it. You know, it's hard. I mean, like yesterday, this is what happened. The thing was moving. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. The thing was, yeah, there we go. Somebody taught me that trick. Hold down Control and move my mouse. Yesterday we had like the break to the downside, and then it, you know, a move back up, and then we just grinded like straight down, and it was really difficult to find an entry on that, because you don't want to short the bottom of it, and then it pops back up on you 50 points. So it was difficult to trade yesterday, even though it seemed like in retrospect, you know, in hindsight, that it was super easy. You just take a short, you hold on to it for, you know, 100 and 200 points. and boom, you're up 5 grand. But it's trickier than that when you're trading on such leverage product, because the drawdown, if the thing decides to bounce on you, is gonna be can be devastating. So yeah, I'm looking at this right here for today, I guess. So I need to be careful with it. Ideally, what you like to see is it pop through, come back up, retest. You get, some counter trend line thing, and then you short it. But we'll have to just see what the price action is going to do. So that's on the hourly. That's what I'm seeing set up there. Let's see. ATR is at 17. That's pretty good. I'll take that. I think the other day it was like a 9 pre-market, so I'll take 17. Do I like my ATM strategy for this? I kind of look at the bands as well to see, what range we're looking at. This ATM is about I think 12 or 13 points. So, it's like, okay, that's about a move like that. So seems like it's okay. I'll take that on it. I'm just gonna hide that. Let's see here. Negative delta on the day, negative 1400, below VWAP, negative on the day. Where we've got a little bit of a down channel there on the 5-minute. Probably just gonna have to let the thing open, and I would imagine we're gonna get some chop on the open like every day, and we'll have to see if it wants to break yesterday's low or not. I'm looking for a spot that might be interesting to take another short if price does want to move up. Where would that possibly be? I can see this big LVN right here. I can see an LVN right there too at 14,050. I don't know. I think I'd like to see it break yesterday's low to really confirm that move down to the bottom of the band on the 4-hour. I mean, we can see that all opened up there, and that's just the way I trade. Some people might be better at finding that area of resistance and then taking that short. But I like to see that support break and get that confirmation that price is moving down. So it's kind of a bummer though, because I did buy some equities last week before all this Fed news stuff happened. So I'm still holding on to them. So you get a little bit of a bias, when you're holding on to longer term stuff, and markets are moving down. It's hard for me to root for a short, knowing that my other account's suffering. But I guess you could kind of call this hedging, even though this is just an evaluation account. And again, I'm just doing this evaluation account because I haven't traded futures in, I don't know, 10 days. I didn't trade at all last week, and then I didn't trade Thursday or Friday the week prior to that. So this is just a good way for me to get my feet wet again, not risking real capital. So it's going okay so far. If you noticed over here, beneath the bear, over here, if I can do that, the cash value there in the account. So it's a $50,000 account. We've made $809 in 2 days on it. And the profit target on that's $3,000. So, I mean, it's okay, $800 in 2 days, but I wish I would have capitalized more on those big selling days that we had. And, I don't know if after 2 really aggressive selling days that were driven by, fundamentals and the Fed and stuff, that the market's gonna have the energy to make another real big aggressive selling day today. Today may be a consolidation, and that is not my area of strength, trading those. So if we have to just take a quick scalp just to call today as a trading day, and it's only like $50 or something, then that's just what we do. But yeah, if we really see the market start moving and we see if we can get a good trade out of it, we'll take that. So Market's going to open in 4 minutes. I haven't even looked at the chat. Morning, Justin. Morning, Terry. Morning, SW Blaze. Morning, James. Morning, our friend from Korea, SSRX. Hello, Jim. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. What are you guys thinking for today? Anybody got any game plans here? Looking at this down channel there on the 5-minute. Morning, candlelight trading. Hey, yeah, thanks for joining us, buddy. Be interesting. If the thing didn't look so bearish, a trade that you could probably take would be the break of this trend line. We've got 1 touch, 2 touches on it. It looks like a pretty valid trend line. If it broke, this 20 SMA broke, VWAP broke, price would probably want to pop up here, and that would be an interesting trade. Hey, Lennon. Yeah, Lennon, I agree. I think it could go either way. Probably pretty choppy today. So, big support area down here. On the hourly right there. So I think if it got through that, it probably would want to fall some more. Hey, Marty. Thanks for joining, buddy. Oh, we got a couple minutes for the market to open. Sometimes I do like trading the impulses on market open, where you get like a real aggressive impulse one way, a real aggressive impulse, and then delta doesn't come along at all. It's totally flat, and then we get up to an extreme and we see delta moving the opposite way. Sometimes those are good scalps. And I may actually switch this over just to a scalp. I think that the range right now is actually okay. I can always manually exit and enter too. Morning, Vernon. Thanks for joining us. One minute for the market to open. One minute, 40 seconds. I did find, though, being a little more patient with this thing, which is difficult when you're live streaming. Hey, Andre. Hey, Dave. It's difficult when you're live streaming because there's kind of this, you don't want to go on, you don't want the live stream to go on too long without any trades going on. Sometimes you could wait. I could wait until 9:30, a whole hour without taking a trade. And a lot of people do that, It's like the first, at least 30 minutes is kind of the discovery period. You shouldn't take any trades, at least the first 30 minutes up to an hour, and then you should maybe start to look for a trade. And it's difficult, though, when you're doing this live stream stuff, because you do feel a little, even though you guys are fantastic, and I certainly don't feel any pressure from you guys. It's all self-imposed pressure. Things coming down off that trend line we just drew. See that? Right there, came right up there and touched it. Excuse me. Hey, Andre, you're in Berlin. Cool, man. I think you told me that before. Sorry. It's 3:30 p.m. Yeah, you could trade European markets, and that was one thing. I lived in the Philippines for a long time, and like 4 years, and that was one thing that was cool, is that you could trade all 3 sessions. You could trade the Tokyo session in the morning, then you trade London in the afternoon, and then you trade US at night. You could just sit there and trade all day. Although the US session was by far the most aggressive. Although the London session for Forex was also pretty good. And you could trade Tokyo session. You could trade the yen and New Zealand dollar, Aussie dollar, that stuff. So this is typically kind of what has been happening on the open. We kind of go from band to band, um, chopping around like that. So, I don't want to, you could be tempted to short the break of this support, but your best bet is to try to short it up here. Again, I'm just not good at doing that. That's just not my thing. Some people are probably better at than me. So we've got this big area of confluence here as well, VWAP and the 20 SMA on the hourly. So right up there at VWAP. I don't know, this thing looks super, it's trying to make a little move up here. It looks super weak. I think it's also we've had two really aggressive days. People are probably um, don't have the energy for this thing anymore. We're coming right up there, the 20 SMA on the hourly. VWAP. Hey, morning, Cushy. Cushy or Cushy? I think Cushy. LVNs are areas where there hasn't been much interest in the price. So just not a lot of volume going on with them. So they typically act as resistance, support and resistance areas that when price gets to it, there's not a lot of activity going on. So we can see an LVN right here. And that blue box, which is up here, it also corresponds. I like to use them as with other areas. So we can see up here, we got the upper band there on the 5 minute. So I would think 14,550 would be a pretty big area of resistance. And so I would look maybe if you're looking to short it for price to come up here, hit that upper band there on the 5 minute, and then watch Delta and see if we start to see some selling going on with it. So we're coming up to that red line, which I'm going to take off there. As you can see how we come right up to that LVN, right up there to that band. And I want to see if we get some selling going on that. I don't want to get caught up here, shorting it. Oops, didn't get my order in. Watching that delta there. I missed this. May actually wait and see if we. Oh, that looks bullish. That looks bullish, but I think it's gonna look at this 1 minute candle. I should probably wait. Just waiting. It's looking like we're hitting some pretty good resistance here. We got a couple bearish candles on the 1 minute, but I'd be stopped out right there. Need to wait and let it do its thing. I'm singing now. My son gets so embarrassed when I sing. I like to sing, and he's just like, I mean, I'm not a good singer. No, I like to sing jokingly. I'll draw this break today's high. Yeah. I'm gonna draw that box out up there to the upper band on the 5 minutes. So this whole zone now, this whole blue box that I just drew out for me is going to be an area of resistance. The way you can use the volume profile on something like this as well is that, you know, if you wanted to short it, you can wait for it to break VWAP again and then move back down into some of this, some of that. But, you know, the volume profile has only been open for a few minutes. Got a big LVN right there. This is an overnight volume profile right here. I would think that this area would be interesting. If we broke 14,490, you know, a drop back into here, that to me would be a pretty high probability trade. We can see this big volume node right there, LVN. We get through VWAP, we get through, you know, whatever support it's got, VWAP, LVN, and then it's like these prices before. It would probably want to at least come back down here to 14,450. So, you know, this is 40 points. I'm just looking to get about, you know, 15 points out of that. So that would be an interesting trade for me, I think. I'm just going to mark out this LVN so that I can see it on this 500 volume. And yeah, I like that trade right there coming into this area. It's a ways away. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's just a high probability setup for me. Excuse me. I'll be right back, guys. All right, starting to get a little move down here, but this doesn't mean that I think this thing's rolling over. You know, made a pretty good move up there on the 5 minute, breaking out of. I don't have no idea what that's on the chart. Breaking out of that downtrend line. And we talked, you know, we had said that brought through VWAP. It's probably gonna want to come up to the top of the band, but we've gone green on the day. Delta is looking not too bad. Again, I'm kind of eyeing this. If we really gotta move down, see what happens here on this 1 minute. And see, we've got just this kind of easy pullback thing going on. 61, is it going to make another move up? Possibly. Possibly. We're just up at the top of the band here on the 5 minute, and we got this LVN, so I don't know. This looks just like too easy of a trade, you know. Nice aggressive, nice move up, easy clean pullback, super clean trend line. You break that trend line, you come up again. But I think we're at some resistance up here. So as we're breaking lower here and we're actually getting through this tiny LVN, it's looking more and more bearish. But who knows what's going to happen. This looks too easy. I don't know if I want to take it. Why? Oh my God, my data is not, I'm not connected here. I'm having the worst time with Apex. Man, that's frustrating. I had to disconnect my, I was just about ready to take a short there, 28.29. Ugh. It's connected now. Now I gotta wait for all this stuff to load back up. God dang it. I tried to put that order in. Did you see that for a short at 29? And it wouldn't go through because I wasn't I was connected to the data, but it wasn't connected to the order thing. Like my lights on my control center were yellow. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That would have been a good trade. Let's see if it's broken up. I have to wait for this thing now. I tell you what, you know, Apex has got good customer service, but this is the second day in a row that I've had data issues, and there's nothing more frustrating when you're trying to trade this thing and everything freezes up like that. Not freezes up, but you don't have data. God dang it. Yep, it just dropped. I didn't get an email from Apex about anything. I can't believe that. I was just about to take that trade. That's so frustrating. So Frustrating. Now here's my original trade idea, but I can't even put an order in. I can't see my delta. I can't see anything. Ugh, close Ninja Trader. That's God. Yeah, I'll probably have to clear all that stuff out. I'm not gonna do it right now. This is the second day in a row I've had issues with this. God, it's so frustrating. That would have been it. I would have been done for the day. Now I gotta sit here and figure out something else. Oh well. Ugh, look at that trade. That would have been so good. It's that easy drop down to VWAP. I hope you guys caught that. Hope you guys caught that. Somebody caught it, I hope. Oh. Whose chat room were you in, Tom? Does anybody know him? A lot of buying coming through on that. Oh, I'm so mad about that trade. Can't get over it. Trades by Matt, yeah. Oh. I mean, this is like what you wait around just to be patient for. Just a setup like that. Now the risk I run is trying to catch a trade too early after that, after you miss that one. I'm wondering if 30 breaks, we're going to pop up to 50. There's a bullish candle there on the 1 minute. May want to come back up to 50. $26. Just watching that 1 minute, what it wants to do here. It's moving down now. Oh, now I don't even get filled. There. My gosh. My gosh. Yeah, better being out, wishing you were in. I agree with that. We just took 426 on that one. I'm still pissed off about this trade. So this one I think it's probably gonna want to come to value area high, maybe 50. I probably could have held that up to 50, but I didn't want it to pop, run out of steam, roll down, come back up. So, I'm just a scalper, so whatever. I'll just take that 426. I could have held it up to 50, 49, 48, but after missing out on this one, man, I would have sent me into a spiral if I would have taken a loss on that trade. Whenever you see, that's kind of like why I like to have multiple time frame stuff up. When you see these two bullish candles coming in on the 1 minute, it seems like we're just kind of moving in a range here. Up, down, up, and maybe it keeps going up. I don't know. Maybe. One thing I have to be careful of is not to stare at my whatchamacallit, this thing over here, my account balance at 1200, because you'll just start trading that, and that's a recipe for disaster. My bear, I never really look at my bear. It makes the weirdest gestures whenever I shift in my chair or I do something with my jaw. It's like jets out. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing over there. When I hit the 3,000 goal, I think I get a 50K account with well, they say it's 50,000, right? I mean, it's really thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. Cushy, sorry to hear you got in a trap. I hope it wasn't too big of a loss. You can always recover from it as long as you get out quick. I've learned that the hard way over many years of trading this thing. Get out quick, even though it's way easier, way harder than it sounds. Your mind will mess with you. Yeah, so you get a quote unquote $50,000 count with them, but It's not really 50,000. I would say that the account value would be somewhere actually around 13,000 to 15,000 because you're able to trade up to 10 contracts. So you need $1,000 margin in order to trade one contract on the NASDAQ. So if you can get 10 contracts, in order for me to open up my own account, I would need $10,000 in theory to trade 10 contracts. Plus, they give you $2,500 drawdown. So, you add that $2,500 to the 10,000 and it's 12,500 and you're going to need a little bit of cushion on that. So, because I think you actually get like 70% margin requirement or something like that. So, I would say it's somewhere around 13 to 15,000. You hit your target yesterday, James? Nice. Congratulations. What size account are you doing on for them? Doo-doo. I don't know if I like this short. Well, it would have worked out. I should have taken that. I'm secretly rooting for this thing to go up. Rooting. Pushing off the 20 SMA there on the daily. I think it's got room up to 14,615 maybe. I think I've been staring at this a little bit too long, guys. I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break. I feel myself getting a little be back at 9. I'll come back at 9:10. Just give me like 8 minutes and I'll come back. I feel myself about to jump into something I probably don't want to. I'm just watching it too long. Take a quick break. I'll be right back. Well, back a little bit early. Um, Very nice bearish candle here on the 5 minute. Coming hit right at the band there on the 1 hour. That back. Big area of confluence down here. Look at this. We've got weekly point of control coming in there, VWAP, and the 20 SMA. That's going to be a big area of support and resistance. We cleared through it twice, though, so I don't know. Price really cares about it or not, I guess. Was there a drop VWAP down to value area low? Nice bullish candle in the 1 minute. Delta moving up. This looks like a buy probably. Although we're a bit extended, We had a similar situation going on over here with the big move up, pullback, false breakout, and a big drop. So we may have a similar situation going on here. Glad to hear that, Zero. I'm glad that that's working out for you. Fumbling here. Fumbling. I think this is going to be too low for me. See if we get this a quick drop. 73, just a scalp. Probably going to want to come down to 02. I'm starting to trade my P&L, guys. I'm glancing over at that 1,399, and I'm like, man, it'd be good just to get 1,500 today, wouldn't it? Not a good sign. It's not a good sign. It's pushing up. I mean, this thing is just up and down, up and oops, I'm away from my mic. Up, down, up, down. I want to get one of those mic booms so I can get this thing closer to my face as I scoot away. I lean back. The bear does all sorts of weird stuff when I lean back. Ooh. I don't know. I mean, what was our pre-market plan was this drop right there. I don't know if that's happening today, which is fine. Um, moving down. Yeah, Andre, that's funny. When I leave, I forget the bear just stares at you guys. I can take him off. Just stares at you, gives you the stink eye. I just got up to shut the door and I came back and I saw him just staring. Funny. I mean, this thing, you can just trade trend line breaks. I mean, this isn't actually that hard. Um, you know, you get the move down to one band, draw the counter trend line, and breaks the trend line, take it up. You got another trend line here, like that. Something breaks the trend line, take it down to the band. This one you could take it up to value area high, up 66 probably. This will probably have a pullback around here. Maybe come up. Just ranging. Rangy, rangy, rangy. Where are we at? 573. 915. Hmm. Well, I don't know. It seems like it's kind of slowing down here, doesn't it? Six. See what a 15-minute candle looks like. I don't know what that tells me. Not a whole lot. I did trade some Euro USD. Yeah, I traded almost everything. You yeah, Euro USD is the most I don't want to say volatile one. It's the most traded one. So I definitely traded that. I traded a lot of JPY, NZD, JPY, New Zealand dollar, yen, Aussie dollar, yen. I mean, I've talked about it before, but that's kind of how I got into futures trading was because I was trading Forex, those risk on, risk off pairs, like I just said, the Aussie dollar, yen, or New Zealand dollar, yen. And I was looking at what the indices were doing to get a gauge of how those prices or how those currency pairs might move. And then I was like, why don't you just trade the indices? And I was like, well, because I don't have a $25,000 PDT or $25,000 account to trade SPY or Triple Q or whatever, all the ETFs. And I discovered futures, and futures you don't need there's no PDT rule of futures, and you get margin. You can open up an account for $500 and trade micros. And I was like, oh, yep, that's for me. I'll do that. Well, I don't know, guys. I'm just kind of watching this thing. It doesn't seem like it really. I'm just kind of waiting for it to make a move. It's all pretty choppy in here right now, I think. It's pretty slow. So, what time is it? 9:18. I would like to get that 1500 mark, but I don't know if I necessarily need to do that. It's a pretty tight profile here, you know. 60 points. Good job, Andre. See you tomorrow, buddy. Thanks for joining. Clicking noises? I don't know what clicking noises I do. I could do them, though. Could be some sort of habit I have that I do not even know about. Sure, my wife would have told me about it, though. Particularly if it was annoying. Nice job, Candlelight. All right, now we're getting a little mood down here. A lot of selling coming through there on Delta. Right at the value area low, though, of the overnight profile. Yeah, the goal is 3,000. That, Peter? Bit today? Little clicking. Well, thanks for subscribing. Like that? I don't know. I'll have to be more conscious of that, I guess. This thing's gonna break lower, I think. Look at that 1 minute closed. I put a little sell stop there because I see this LVN. I think if it gets through that, it may want to pop down. I don't know. Things just moving so slow. I don't like how slow it's moving. Up. Oh. This is one of those things where I think it's going to fall, but I think it'll come down, hit 88, come back up, and then eventually start coming down. I don't know. I would be more inclined to short it if the 5 minute closed below the 20 SMA. We're right at this area of confluence we talked about. Weekly point of control, VWAP, 20 SMA on the 1 hour. This is not very exciting, guys. I think that this might be it for the day. I think I'm about ready to pack it up. It's just moving too slow. Yeah, Zero, thanks for asking. I'm feeling better. Yeah, maybe Tom. I am feeling better. I appreciate you asking. Got some antibiotics and some Tamiflu. I've been on for a few days, so it's kicking in. I had a sinus. Oh, I guess I still do. I had a sinus infection and the flu at the same time. It's no fun. It's like a double whammy. I don't know. I mean, you could take a buy up here. Like if we break out of this trend line, or we're gonna want to come up here to 60, back up into this area, maybe. It's just all just kind of choppy consolidation going on up here. And look how slow it's moving. I mean, my God, painful. if you want to know what painful is, try trading Forex. Holy smokes. That thing is, try trading Forex during the Tokyo session. It's like, just tick, then wait 30 seconds, tick, wait 30 seconds, tick. It's just so painfully slow. NASDAQ, I like how NASDAQ just gets to where it's going quick. It's like just having it in fast forward. All right, guys, I'm calling it quits. 573. I can't watch this thing anymore. It's just too slow for me. We'll be back tomorrow, 8:10 a.m. Central Time. I appreciate everybody joining in. I hope you guys are having a good trading day. It sounds like some guys are making some money, which is awesome. I'm glad you are. If you're not, don't worry about it. It happens all the time. I lose money all the time. So, you know, it's just part of the game. Part of the game. Every time I'm like, I'm about ready to log off, I'm like, oh yeah, there's maybe a trade there. That is so tight. Up to 50, up to 60. I just don't think it's got any gas. I mean, I think that we may break the, you know, I was just thinking that we're going to break this support and drop down. Now I'm like, oh, I think we're going to break this and pop up. That's how you get chopped up. So I'm peacing out. I'm closing out. Thanks, guys. Back tomorrow. Hope to see you guys there. And best of luck if you keep trading today. And yeah, take it easy. Thanks a lot, guys.